Hello guys!
Hello!
Welcome back to another MSI Insider live stream. I hope you all have been very well this week, and I hope you've all been waiting until our next stream, because this is going to be an amazing stream, of course, because we're doing it.
Good for him.
I'm here together with a new face. You may recognize him from a previous stream, I'm not sure. If you do, please let us know.
Thanks, man.
But today a little bit different. Jeroen, maybe you can introduce yourself.
I'm Jeroen. I do, well, basically I'm jack of all trades, visual in MSI product marketing, and I do some website programming. I do image work, print, as far as that still works in 2023. Yeah, and all the visual stuff that you might see on websites and might compel you to get some of our awesome gear. And yeah, that's my daily job, and now I'm sitting here. So jack of all trades is expanding to becoming an internet celebrity. I hope not.
Yeah, our next influencer is Jeroen. Please put a 1 in the chat if you agree with Jeroen being our next influencer, and a 2 if you're not.
Thanks.
And you can give him some confidence for this live stream.
Don't get me fired, please.
So today we're going to talk about NVIDIA Studio. We have a very special guest today as well, which will be joining us a little bit later, or in a second actually, from NVIDIA. And obviously NVIDIA Studio is not super new, but it's been around for a while. It's very stable. We're going to talk about why you would need NVIDIA Studio, or how you can use NVIDIA Studio with the new RTX graphics cards. Of course, there's some other software that we will cover as well that you might not be familiar with yet. But yeah, we're going a little bit towards the creator side today, which is obviously why we asked Jeroen. And later on, Jeroen will also be talking a little bit about
the latest thing that I'm doing at the moment.
Yeah. So yeah,
a little bit of insight.
Yeah,
into that.
Insight. Yeah. If you want to see what we're working on outside of streaming, yeah, it might be cool to stick around a little bit, and Jeroen will show you a little bit of our process and what we do and how we do it, and how the thought process goes. As far as the content that we make currently with our latest project. So that's going to be cool. And then, yeah, I think we can actually get started. There's also something I wanted to announce. There's actually 2 giveaways today. So normally we have the one giveaway that you can, this side, you can see above me here, which is our Steam code giveaway, which we do every week. I did read your comments, by the way, in case you didn't receive your code from last week yet. That's correct. We haven't sent them out yet. I will do that earliest after this stream, actually, so probably tomorrow, together with the new code. So that will be one today. How to enter, you ask? Well, you can go to this link above, msi.com/2/insider. If you want to find the link again, it is in our YouTube description and in our Twitch chat, so it will be spammed by our spam bot. I think explanation giveaway also should work to pull up the link, and yeah, that's one giveaway. So we'll be giving away a couple of those today. Also, there's another giveaway which we want to announce. It is Dragon Month at MSI, which is also a new worldwide giveaway. We basically wanted to do a little thank you towards our fans and towards our end users, and and yeah, show our appreciation towards you a little bit. If you can switch to the PowerPoint, Michiel. PowerPoint is better, I think. Yeah. So there's the link for that will also be in the spammed by the Gleam bot. So you can find that there as well. It is also in the YouTube description. So like I mentioned before, 2 separate giveaways today. If you want to kill 2 birds with 1 stone, you can basically go to our Gleam giveaway Gleam giveaway link, and this link will also be included. So if you want to have the optimal chance to win something today, you go to our Gleam first, and then you do the action of visiting the website of this giveaway, the other giveaway, the MSI Dragon Month, and it will be in there. And then, yeah, you have more chance to win. So that's also added today. Dragon Month. What is Dragon Month? Yeah, like I said, it's a little bit of a thank you. There's winners will be chosen on May the 10th, and the giveaway prices are pretty nice. As you can see, there's a couple of monitors there. There's a keyboard and mouse combination. Titanium backpack and multiple Steam wallet codes, and it's not one of everything. There will be a couple of things given away. I think it's one of the monitors, one of the keyboards, and the backpack and the Steam codes are in bigger supply. So you have a very good chance to win. It's not just one prize.
Can I enter as well?
No. Unfortunately, as MSI employees, we're not eligible to join the giveaway. But yeah. Tough luck, you know. But we get to give away stuff, which is nice.
That's true. That's true. That's true.
We're pretend we're Santa, you know.
Yeah, post Santa.
Post Santa. Right. So moving on, I think I can introduce our next guest. Our next guest is from NVIDIA itself. His name is Rick. I don't know if Rick's there yet.
Come on, Rick.
Rick is here. Well, Rick, thank you for joining, first of all. We can't see you just yet on the screen. Let's wait, let's give it a little bit of time for a second. Yeah, it's always like this, guys. We just tested everything beforehand, and then you go live. And there he is, there he is. Welcome, Rick. We have the same haircut, I see. Very nice, very nice. Maybe you can introduce yourself to the stream and tell us a little bit about NVIDIA Studio, because that's why we invited you. Go ahead.
Yeah, sure. So yeah, well, as you say, my name's Rick. I'm one of the senior technical product managers here at NVIDIA. My role is really looking after our NVIDIA Studio platform within Europe, making sure that we get our technical information across correctly, you know, doing the kind of cool stuff and talking to you guys.
Right, awesome. Yep. Well, welcome. I hope it's not too late for you today. Actually, it's early in Britain, isn't it?
It's early, yeah.
Yeah, it's early.
So I'm based in the UK, so it's all good.
Amazing. All right. The NVIDIA Studio. Like I mentioned a little bit before, it's not new. But it has been around for a little bit, I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe tell us a little bit why NVIDIA Studio, why the drivers, why would you switch from game drivers, or who is the target audience, stuff like that.
Yeah, sure. So there's probably a few different questions in there. So if I start with an overview of the NVIDIA Studio platform, it's our platform to accelerate the world of digital content creation. And that's creating, 3D assets, creating videos, creating anything that uses digital programs to create art. And the reason for that is we want to make it quicker and easier for people to be able to create content.
Right.
The world of digital content is growing. We want to help accelerate that.
Michiel, can you switch to the PowerPoint, please? Because we can see what Rick's talking about. There you go. Go on, Rick.
Yeah, sure. So we want to accelerate that. And when we talk about acceleration in the world of content creation, it's about making things faster, making it easier for people to be able to create amazing bits of art. Then if we look at the components that make up the Studio platform, it obviously starts with our GPUs, our RTX GPUs. Mm-hmm. Those GPUs have amazing bits of technology inside them that when you think about it from a gaming point of view, they add amazing features into games, like being able to accelerate ray tracing or being able to enable DLSS. But the components that power those features also help the world of content creation. So ray tracing cores that accelerate games that have ray tracing also accelerate the world of 3D content creation. So if you're working in Blender or Maya or applications like that, you can accelerate that process. So make it quicker, make it easier for you to create content. And then if you look at our tensor cores, the little bits of silicon that accelerate applications like DLSS, deep learning supersampling, they can be used to accelerate content creation tools. The AI is being used, or artificial intelligence is being used extensively in content creation, and we can use our GPUs and our tensor cores to accelerate those tools. Again, making it quicker to be able to use them. So, really speeding up people's workflows.
And I've got one burning question already. Will this put me out of work?
No. The goal behind all this is to improve your workflow, to make it so you can focus on creating amazing content. It's not to replace artists. It's to give them more tools to polish the work that they're creating.
Okay, cool.
So one of the parts of the question was about drivers. So drivers are really important for NVIDIA. So if you look at our gaming side of our business, we have something called the Game Ready Driver program.
Right.
And we launch a Game Ready Driver pretty much every week to every 2 weeks, which is in line with when big gaming titles come out. And that driver guarantees you the best stability and compatibility and performance in whatever particular title is launching. If you look at the world of content creation, content creators don't like to update on a same kind of cadence that a gamer would. So we have something called our Studio Drivers, which we release about once a month. And I say about once a month, I mean actually we release a Studio Driver every month. And that driver, the big difference between the two is a Game Ready Drivers is tailored to giving you the best experience whilst playing games, and a Studio Driver is to give you the best experience whilst you're creating content in whatever creative application you're using.
Right. So
to give you, go on, sorry.
Yeah. So you can't run these drivers side by side, and are these drivers only available on RTX graphics cards?
So you can't run the driver side by side, but it's really quick to switch between the two. I mean, if you open GeForce Experience, go to the drivers tab, you can toggle between the two. You just go through the installation process, and then you switch to whichever driver you prefer to use. Right. And on the question about are they only compatible with the RTX cards? No, we support a whole range of different GPUs with our Studio Drivers.
Amazing. All right. There's more to only drivers. There's also some software you guys, or AI tools and software you guys released. You already touched on it a little bit, but one of them is NVIDIA Broadcast.
Yes, so part of the Studio program is about accelerating applications. Mm-hmm. And if we just look outside of what NVIDIA does and we look at third-party applications, we supply software development kits and APIs to lots of different software vendors out there to make so they can accelerate their applications on our GPUs. So we work with Adobe, Blender, Autodesk, so they can tap into the power of our GPUs. But we also, like you said, we also develop our own applications, and these applications are there to improve your workflow. They use AI to enhance your various different workflows, whether it's streaming, whether it's creating art, whether it's creating 3D. And the first one is NVIDIA Broadcast, which you see a little video or a little slide here. Yeah. And Broadcast is a tool that uses AI, which is powered by our tensor cores, to enhance the audio and visual aspects of your streaming. And streaming can be anything. It could be a stream like this, obviously, or it could be a conference call, or it could be, somebody sat there talking to a teacher on a remote learning session. And it can do a number of different things. It's actually a really cool tool, especially for people like me. I work from home. I actually live in the north of the UK, and I live next door to a farm. So there's a lot of there is a lot of background noises you can normally hear. So I can hear cows mooing in the background. I can hear my dogs barking. There's a lot of background noise. But with NVIDIA Broadcast, it can actually remove all that background noise. So when I'm talking, all you hear is my voice. You don't hear the annoying sounds that are going on in the background. So it makes it really easy for you to understand what I'm saying, and you can focus on my voice. And you can apply the similar sorts of effects to incoming audio as well. So you can clean up if I'm talking to, yourself and you're in a noisy environment, I can switch on the incoming broadcast effects and it will clean up the audio that I'm listening to. So make it easier for me to listen to what you're saying.
That's really great, because I always have issues when I'm calling with our HQ that there's a lot of people in the background and machinal noises. So I can actually do that from my side to polish up their sound.
Yeah, exactly. So it works both ways. It works on both your audio, but also the incoming audio as well. So if you're on a conference call, which at NVIDIA we love having a conference call, so we have lots of them. It's really useful tool. But if you apply that to other people around there like yourselves, it's going to make a massive difference to your life as well.
Very nice. And this is the AI basically polishing the sound, I presume. Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So it's all powered by AI, which is accelerated by our tensor cores on our GPU. So basically, it's running on our tensor cores on our GPU.
Yeah. And so if my mom is vacuuming my room while I'm playing games, then I can use broadcast to filter out the sound.
Yeah. So if your mum is hoovering your room or cleaning your room at the same time you're playing games and you're streaming, then the outgoing audio will be really clear for the people that are listening to your stream.
Regardless of any mic that you use.
Yeah, regardless of the mic. I mean, certain quality mics have, certain quality levels, but we will clean up any audio that's around there to make it easier for people to hear.
Very nice.
And then we also improved the visual side of your stream as well. So not everybody has the space or the budget to create a green screen kind of setup. So NVIDIA Broadcast has a AI powered camera in there, AI powered tools that you can use to improve the visual quality of your stream. So you can have a virtual background tool, you can have background replacement like I'm currently using at the moment, so you can't see my really untidy office in the background. You can use it to there's a really cool feature called auto zoom, which sorry, I think I might have just labeled that correctly. It is actually called auto frame, sorry, not auto zoom,
yeah.
which kind of acts like an AI camera assistant for you. So you can zoom on your face, and as you're moving left to right on your webcam stream, it will use AI to kind of track your face within that picture. So rather than having somebody that needs to move your camera, you can just zoom in and use auto frame to keep you actually in the shot. So you can move from left to right, and then it automatically keeps panning, so it looks like you have a camera assistant. So it's pretty cool.
Very nice. It's actually what video creators sometimes do with videos, right? They crop out a little bit and they zoom in, so they have the space to move the image around.
Yes.
Kind of like that.
Yeah, and it's kind of like that, but this uses AI to do it for you. So there's none of the manual work that you might need to do to do that. You can just switch it on and let the AI do everything for you.
Very nice. You had a question?
No, but I'm just picturing I'm picturing how I would go about in After Effects or Premiere and tracking everything, and that would happen live by that piece of software.
Yeah, it's very it's pretty insane if you think about it.
Yeah,
cool.
It takes a lot of, at least when I do rendering, it does take some processing power to actually be able to do that. So that's pretty awesome that can happen real time.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. And one of the latest features that we introduced is something called eye contact, that it readjusts your gaze to make it look like you are staring down the camera.
Oh, that sounds really freaky.
If you yeah, it's pretty cool. It's really useful. So if you think about when you're streaming or when you're recording a video, you're quite often reading a script. So when you're reading the script, you're slightly looking off camera. It doesn't make it an engaging feel for your audience. It looks like you're not paying attention. But with eye contact switched on, it redirects your gaze to make it look like you're staring down the camera. So you might be reading a script, but to your audience, you're actually staring straight down into the camera. So it's really cool for streamers, anybody who's recording a video. And actually, I think did we have a video on this? I think that was.
We do, yeah. Yeah, let me show that.
Yeah,
actually.
cool.
1 second, hold on. There we go.
Hey everyone, it's Cynthia from NVIDIA here to talk about some cool new updates for the NVIDIA Broadcast app. Last time we checked out some awesome features like noise removal, which comes in handy when there are noisy interruptions like the construction outside right now. Let's get rid of it. It's perfect for when you want to be heard without yelling over bothersome background noise. Great for video conferencing and live streaming. We also covered virtual background, a cool app feature that enables streamers to blur their backgrounds, which lets them add a cool blur like those expensive cameras. Or they can just change their backgrounds entirely and be anywhere or everywhere at once. It's even great for live game streams too. And we can't forget about autoframe, the feature that tracks with you no matter where you move on cam. See? 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 Always on me. But the cool thing about the NVIDIA Broadcast app is that we're always adding amazing, cool new features. The first is room echo removal. Here I'm in a co-working space, and do you hear that echo in my voice? That's room echo, so let's remove it. With a click of a button, our AI will filter out the echo from your microphone for better clarity and presentation quality. Another great feature is video noise removal. It's nighttime right now and I don't have a fancy lighting system. But with video noise removal on, the visual noise is reduced and I can get a better quality stream in low light situations. And another cool thing is that you can stack the app features on top of each other and use them together. With the background blur on, you can auto frame on top of it like this. And you don't even have to worry about background noise or room echo interrupting you. So, whether you're working or studying from home, a streamer making content, or even just a gamer hanging out with friends online, we're talking about better quality sound, higher quality video, camera tracking, and background features all in one app. It's pretty cool. Download it today, try it out, and share your feedback.
That's video number 1. We have another video after this. Yeah, there's actually more because the eye tracking we're still missing out on that you just touched on. But yeah, let's recap a little bit because basically I was thinking during the video, this is pretty cool. NVIDIA is listening to the community and saying like, hey, you guys are all like using bad cameras and bad microphones or USB mics, which is not ideal for broadcasting usually. But yeah, obviously not everybody has the budget to build like a very high value production studio. And NVIDIA basically said, I got you guys, we're going to fix this for you. Because the combination is pretty cool as well. The frame movement and the nighttime possibility of nighttime streaming with low lighting or bad lighting. And removing the noise and the auto frame function. Yeah, it's pretty cool actually. Very nice.
Yeah, especially considering it's not core business for you. So that's just extras.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. Yeah, these are all tools that we want to give to our community to help them improve their workflows, whether that's improving their streaming or the other apps that we've got out there that help improve people's workflows. It's all about giving back to help people enhance their workflows.
Yeah. Master Docs in the chat is saying we have no money left because we bought an NVIDIA GPU. Well, fair enough. Yeah, parts are expensive nowadays, but yeah, it is what it is, guys. Unfortunately, that is the trend we live in. But yeah, okay, let's check out the eye tracking video as well, actually.
Hey everyone.
Yeah. Oh. This one's pretty quick.
There you go.
Hey guys, I'm Gerardo from NVIDIA, and I want to tell you today about NVIDIA Broadcast 1.4. In this new update, we have a brand new effect, eye contact, which is super cool because it will morph your eyes. So for example, here I can be reading at the script and it makes it seem as if I'm looking at the camera. We also have improved quality for a virtual background and the new vignette effect, which can be combined with background blur so that we do a cool bokeh effect. Go check it out at our website.
Oh, that was really short. Still, if you see those,
Yes.
if you see those two pictures of him side by side, like one not looking at the camera and the other is looking, like it still freaks me out. But it can be handy. Just like now, like for us, your video is there, while our camera is over there.
Yeah.
So that would very well fix that.
Yeah, it's a cool bit of kit, especially like I say, if you're reading something, it makes it really useful to make it look like you're being engaged with your audience, or more engaged with your audience.
Yeah, and I think if you saw only the one video where it's enabled, you wouldn't probably even notice.
No,
That's the cool
it's
thing
just a
about
side
it.
by side thing. That's
Because it's side by side, it looks a bit funny, but yeah, when it's just one screen, I think it will look very.
That's it.
very-
Yeah.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
nice.
and like you touched on earlier, you can layer these effects as well, so you can apply two at once. So you could have eye contact and auto reframe or background removal, depending on what type of look and feel you want to give to your audience. So it's quite flexible.
Yeah, and I like the bokeh effect as well. Because a lot of streamers are spending like a lot of money on camera lenses, expensive lenses, to get the bokeh effect, and it actually looks pretty decent. From what I've seen so far, this is coming very close. So I mean, I'm no photography expert, but yeah, obviously the real thing might still look better, but yeah, it's cutting it pretty close. Very nice, very cool effect.
Yeah, they're all cool. I like using them.
So I think that covers video broadcast a little bit, unless you have more to add on that. But I think the video covers a lot of it already.
Yeah.
So you already mentioned one other cool thing which I am really excited about personally, which is NVIDIA Canvas. So maybe you can elaborate a little bit on what it is and what it's for.
Yeah, so NVIDIA Canvas is another one of our free tools to our users that uses AI again, so powered by our Tensor cores, and it turns probably easy way to explain is it turns simple brushstrokes into amazing looking landscape arts. So on one side of the application, you can draw in what we call materials. So think of that as like a mountain or grass or sand, water, those type of things. And they're your paintbrushes and your colors. And you basically you draw on one side of the page, and the AI engine automatically turns that into an amazing looking landscape, and it's instant, and it's really cool. It's actually a really fun application to play around with if you're just trying to think of where to start on the piece of art that you're creating. This allows you to get some ideas down on paper really quickly. I think what a lot of artists suffer from is what's called blank canvas syndrome, where you're just sat trying to think of where you start for your particular idea. But this gives them a really easy application just to, like I say, scribble some ideas down, quickly iterate on what you're trying to create, and it's really powerful.
It's the Bob Ross engine.
Yeah, happy little accidents.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, very nice. And there's something new coming soon. We don't know when yet, but for Canvas as well, right? Which is yeah, go on.
Yeah, exactly. So back at I think it was back in January at CES, we announced a new version of Canvas, which is where we take Canvas and we take it, basically to another stage where you can create 360 panoramas. So rather than creating a flat 2D image, you can create a complete 360 environment, and then you can export that environment into your 3D application. So if you're working in Blender, you can import that as an environment map into Blender, and then it allows you to have create really amazing landscapes, but really quickly. So quite useful for a 3D artist that might have spent an awful long time crafting, let's say, a house or some sort of type of building, but now you need to create the environment around that, and Canvas 360 allows you to do that, and really quickly.
Right. It's very
I
cool.
think we've got a video on this as
Yeah,
well.
we do.
If you remember
Yeah.
rightly.
Let me show it.
Yeah. If you want to show that, it's a cool bit of kit again.
Here we go. it's going well. One sec. That's amazing.
Yeah, so another quick video, but it's kind of shows you the concept.
Great. Let's actually. I have it here. If you can switch to my desktop.
Please note that you cannot hear Rick anymore now.
Oh, we can't hear Rick anymore if we do. Oh, okay.
So, no, Rick.
Rick, I'm gonna mute you for a couple of seconds, and I'm just gonna go through Canvas a little bit, try to draw something, but basically show it in real life, and I'll be back with you in a sec. All right. So yeah, here you go. This is what you saw in the video as well. So we're starting with a blank slate, and I'm just going to try something, guys. I'm just going to live demo it. I'm not by any means a designer or anything like that, so please be aware of that.
So I should actually be doing that.
You should actually be doing this, yeah. But yeah, if you have suggestions. But it looks like there's different materials or environments here. So there's fog, there's snow, there's seas and river, which is separated, and then bush, forest, grass. Flowers even. So let's make something happy, right? What's this? This is a stone wall. So let's make some mountains, like we saw in the video. Oh, mountain. It's maybe a little bit of steep. That's the Matterhorn right now. That's a little bit steep, maybe. I should probably connect it.
So it has auto
There you
northern
go.
lights. Yeah.
And I should probably
Awesome.
fill this in somehow. It works like paint, right? Yeah, there you go. That's okay.
What did you just do?
I filled in the bottom so it actually looks like a mountain. Otherwise, this would be still sky. So the AI, I think, reads this as sky if I have it blue. Look. What was it? Air. Where's sky? Oh, here. So let's say. Okay. So let's say I draw a mountain and no. See, the bottom would still be sky. So the
Oh,
AI reads it
okay.
as
So
sky,
it's
yeah.
so it's sky by default.
Yes.
And then yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So when I fill this in, it does not look like a mountain right now. I should probably fix that.
Particular mountain.
Let's make the Matterhorn or something. Oh. Maybe there. I like mountains, guys. There you go. And maybe some extra mountain.
Snow?
Oh, but
Bam.
it's not filled in yet. No, that's a cloud actually, because it sees it as sky. But I can add snow, probably.
Really?
Yeah. Look.
Oh.
That was very easy. That's actually very cool. And what else do we add? You want a river or something, or a sea in the front, or
Yeah, snow, sea.
more snow? So you want snow on the bottom as well, or
and
just top?
some sea up front, down below.
We also have. Look, we can switch the style around. Oh, this looks
wow.
a little bit like Switzerland or something. That's very cool.
So now, if you now continue to draw, it will draw in this style.
Yeah. Let's see if we can add some water. Just maybe lake in
around
the
me.
front or something. There you go. There's a lake. It's pretty insane. Okay.
I'm never taking photos on my holidays again.
Oh, I turned everything into trees. Ah, that actually, Ctrl-Z also works. That's nice. Okay, let's make some trees happen here. Okay, interesting. Okay, this is probably where my expertise in designing. Maybe I should actually make it like trees.
I would go
Tree
snowboarding
more
there.
tree-like. Yeah. It looks like a glacier now more. Maybe we should make it into a glacier. Snow. Snow. What happens if I do this? Yeah. It's
The
getting
thing
close.
with the parasol. What's
What parasol?
Yeah.
With this one?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
That's
What's
beach.
That? Oh, that's a beach.
Okay, Jeroen likes beach on
Apparently.
his holiday underneath the mountain. So let's add some beach.
I'm up
See
for
if we can.
summer.
More beach. More beach.
Beach, please.
Maybe switch the style around so we can see it better. It's still, yeah, it's still doing the snow thing, but there's probably beach under the snow now.
Okay.
So probably if
Good
we
excuse,
remove the
thanks.
snow, this should be more beach-like. yeah, it makes a lot of sense. It's very easy to use, actually. So that's very cool. Anything else we want to add, Jeroen, or is this where our next holiday is going?
Yeah, no, well,
Flowers.
we can let's have this for now, and we can try out
Flowers.
some things maybe later on in the stream.
Here, there's more flowers on the beach. There.
And I think all of MSI's next visual things will be nature related, and I have no idea how that might come.
No idea why that is. Here's gravel, dirt, yeah, there's a bunch of things. So, yeah, it's actually pretty cool. Looks like the Matterhorn almost.
Yeah.
Okay, let's switch back to Rick, guys. Rick, I hope you're still here.
Yeah, I'm still here.
I hope
I
you
was,
weren't
I
bored.
was
Admiring
enjoying
your
your
artwork.
bit of art.
Yeah, it makes me feel like I'm in Switzerland all over again. It's very nice.
Yeah.
I love how you can...
So what you've got to...
Yeah, go on. Yeah.
I was going to say, what you've got to remember is it's trained on landscapes. So it's an AI network that's trained on landscapes. So that's what it's really polished to create. So when you're drawing, it starts with a default setting of a sky. So when you're drawing things in, you've got to make sure you remember you're drawing onto sky. So there's a few things you need to learn about how to use it, but you're having good fun there. So it's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
for sure.
is this also something that you might in the future expand on, like have buildings or because it's nature now. Is it going to remain like this?
I don't think that's a question we want to answer at the moment.
Okay.
There's
I'm just
there's always
wondering,
plans.
like how far can this go? Pretty far,
Well,
probably.
it all depends on. Yeah, it all depends on the network it's trained on, and at the moment we're very much focused on creating amazing landscapes.
Yeah.
Right.
What the future holds, let's
Let's wait,
point that
yeah.
for a different day.
Yeah. Very
right.
nice. Okay, very nice. That's very cool, Rick. Actually, love that. And you can also so you can also add this into other software.
Yes. So there's two versions. So you've got Canvas that's currently out at the moment. You can export the files that it generates as PSD files into Photoshop, and then you can edit and export them to wherever you want from there. We have a new version coming soon that enables the 360-degree or panorama view, and you can export those files as XEI files into your 3D application that reads XEI files. So there is definitely new things coming and pretty cool new features.
Very cool. Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Let's move on. We also have a... Oh, did we show the video already of 360?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, sorry.
We did.
Yeah. So let's move on to the super resolution part. You told us a little bit about it, but yeah, you're the NVIDIA guy, so go ahead, and explain this to us.
Yeah, so again, we're looking for more and more ways that we can help improve people's experience on the PC thanks to AI. And watching videos is one of those things. If you think about video on the internet, when you're watching something on YouTube, about 90% of it is in 1080p or lower. And what we find is a lot of our RTX users have a higher resolution monitor than that. So when you start watching that video on your 4K monitor and it's playing back at 720p or 1080p, it doesn't look amazing. You can see the artifacts, the resolution's not great. So we created a tool that is really easy to switch on. It's simply turning it on within the NVIDIA driver, and it upscales your video, but it also removes compression artifacts from those videos. So basically improving the clarity of the videos that you're watching online as you're streaming. It works on Chrome and Edge browsers at the moment, and it works on pretty much all streaming services out there. So anybody who's streaming a video and you're watching it in Chrome or Edge, you should see an improvement in the image quality by putting it on. This actually only launched, I'm going to say last week, if I remember correctly, and it works on all 40 series and 30 series GPUs.
And this is auto-enabled when you install NVIDIA Studio, or?
It's actually not auto-enabled, so it's a driver setting you have to turn on. So if you open the NVIDIA control panel, there's a section for video improvements, and you switch it on in there. And then there's 4 different options you can choose from. It goes from 1 to 4, and they're the different quality settings, or how much we're improving the quality of your video stream. So 1 being the, slightly improved, and 4 being, the utmost improved.
And how big is the impact on the graphics card? The performance. How much does it take?
So there's a small impact on performance. So if you were gaming whilst watching a video, you'll see a slight loss in frame rate, only minimal. But what we find is most people, whilst they're watching a video, they're not paying attention to the game that they're playing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or they just they pause the game to watch the walkthrough section that they need to watch. So there's kind of a bit of a disconnect between when people are playing games and watching the videos, so it doesn't really impact the performance too much.
Yeah, okay, yeah, sure. Cool.
Also, one very good question from chat. So this is available on 30 and 40 series graphics cards. What is the performance difference? So, and not just speaking about super resolution, but all the apps and NVIDIA Studio in general. What is the performance increase from going from 30 to 40 series?
So it varies on what you're trying to do with that particular application and what you're doing at the time. So say if you're using NVIDIA Broadcast and you're gaming, it depends on the NVIDIA Broadcast settings that you've turned on. Because you can turn on 1, or you can turn on 2, or you can turn on both incoming and outgoing audio features, and you can turn on video settings. So it really does depend on what you're trying to do. So your performance impact varies depending, basically on what particular application, what particular features you've enabled.
Right, but to understand correctly, the 40 series is faster in this.
Yeah. Sorry, yeah, that's a very good point. So, so within the 40 series, we've also improved our tensor cores. So we're onto our 4th generation of tensor cores with the 40 series. So and the performance is much higher in those. So you should see less of an impact on 40 series than you would do on a 30 series GPU.
All right, very cool. Anything else to add about super resolution? It looks a bit like you also had AI for streamers, right? The encoding AV1. Is it similar to that, or
yeah.
is it?
So AV1 is not an AI technology. It is a streaming codec.
Right.
So the way that most video is streamed over the internet, probably including the video we're streaming at the moment, is done in a codec called H.264. Which is really old. I think it was developed or published in 2004, 2003, somewhere around there. So it's ancient, but it means it's quite limited in what it can do. So you can't switch on HDR. It doesn't support like low latency features, so it takes slightly longer to encode, and you get a bit delay in what you see.
Right.
With AV1, it's a brand new codec. It's been developed specifically to improve the kind of image quality that you see whilst you're streaming, and it does that by reducing the bit rate of the videos, so reducing the file size. So the encoders on our 40 series GPUs are about 40% more efficient than the H.264 equivalent. So it means you see for a video with the same image quality, you'll see about a 40% reduction in file size or bandwidth usage. So it's basically improving the quality of that video that you're streaming out there.
Very cool. Nice.
Yeah.
I remember when I started streaming back in the day, everything was like pixelated, and especially with moving images, it was a complete disaster. So if you want to stream like a shooter game or something, it's almost impossible to keep up. If you watch it on Twitch, especially if you have like a little bit of a slower graphic card. But yeah, it seems you guys have kind of fixed that with the new encoding.
Yeah, so AV1 is actually it's been developed by a huge range of companies to do this. So it's the Alliance for Open Media is actually the kind of alliance behind it, and that contains ourselves, Intel, Microsoft, Netflix, and they all want to reduce the bandwidth that videos are taking, but whilst improving the quality of those videos as well.
All right. Question from Iva Victoria in the chat. Does Super Resolution have an updated? Will it have updated versions? Sorry.
So we're always looking at improving our AI networks. So the neural networks behind them, we're always looking at ways to improve them. So yes, there could be improvements. Not saying there will be. I'm just saying yes, we could definitely possibly do that. I don't want to announce anything and get in trouble later on.
Yeah, I think almost everything that we're discussing today is the newest and latest. So yeah, I assume there's the rest you can't really talk about yet because it's all still under NDA. And NVIDIA is really strict when it comes to NDAs, and they're one of those companies that are very well at keeping secrets. So yeah,
yes,
yeah. Well, at least better than us. All right, and then I think we can move on to the last subject of today, which you also have some cool video content about, but Omniverse. So yeah, feel free to tell us about Omniverse, Rick.
So yeah, Omniverse is an amazing tool. It's an incredibly powerful platform. It can do a huge range of things. From a 3D content perspective, it's an application. It's a platform that's accelerated by RTX. So you need an RTX GPU.
Mm-hmm.
Is it also
free and
30 and 40 series, or?
It's any RTX GPU, yeah.
Okay,
so
okay,
you can
okay.
include the 20 series in there as well.
Yeah.
It's free for any of our RTX users, and it's basically it acts as a central hub to seamlessly connect and enhance your 3D creative applications. So you can unify your library of assets. You can create what we kind of try to class as a unified workflow. So the way it does this is it has many different features, but one of those features is something called Omniverse connectors, and these are like live link connectors into applications that a 3D artist might work. So think something like Autodesk Maya, Unreal Engine, things like that. And these connectors allow the applications to talk to one another and share assets backwards and forwards if they're fully supported. And it does this thanks to a open standard file format called USD, so Universal Scene Description, which was a file format that was created by Pixar. And it's probably an easy way to think of it is it's the HTML but for the 3D world. So it's a file format that lots of different applications can understand. So you can transfer assets backwards and forwards between the various different 3D applications you're using to create your content. Within Omniverse itself, it also has a built-in RTX accelerated renderer. So you can switch that on and you can view the work you're creating within Omniverse. And this is incredibly fast, so you really accelerate your workflow by making a change in the application, but able to view it in Omniverse really quickly. But also it has a path trace mode, so it means it's physically accurate, so you can get really great details within there. So it's an amazing bit of kit. So it's just probably the easy way, or to summarize, it allows your 3D applications to connect to one another as long as they're supported by Omniverse and share assets backwards and forwards. So if you're making a change in one application, you can view it in Omniverse or in the other application, depending on the level of support that it has.
All right. I think we have some videos about
probably,
that.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably easier to show the video.
Yeah, it sounds like a really complicated thing actually to explain in one stream, but yeah, I think the video shows it quite well. So let's. There's actually 2 videos, guys. So bear with me. There we go.
Did you know that white rhinos and black rhinos are both gray?
Very cool. I think the next, yeah, we should just go to the next video as well. But the next video explains a little bit on how you would use this as a group of people or a group of people that use different types of software to combine it in one, right, Rick?
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, the two video, one kind of shows you what it can create, and the other one shows you more how it works.
Yeah. Okay. That's oh, that's the wrong one. Let's get into that. There we go.
Hey everybody, thanks for jumping into today's collab. Where's everybody coming from?
I'm in London.
Finland.
I'm in Florida.
Vegas.
Guangzhou City.
Toronto.
Wow, cool. All right, well, I was thinking we could do an experimental short film in Omniverse using some assets we have on hand. But first things first, we need to get some characters into the scene.
Oh, I've got a couple of characters. Here's 3D and Figgy. What do we all think?
Amazing.
That's so cool. What did you build those in, Rafi?
I made 3D in Shapes XR and Figgy and Maya, but they're all essentially drag and drop now because they're in USD.
Man, amazing. Yeah, I love 3D. Have you ever thought about putting any kind of additional textures on her?
Yeah, I was just working in Substance Painter. I've got some knitted textures I can apply real quick. Has that updated for you?
Beautiful.
Perfect.
Oh, awesome.
Raph, you want some mocap on 3D?
Oh, yes, please. That'll be fun.
Oh, Jay, what are you using?
I'm using Xsense right now.
Wow, so cool.
Nice.
That's awesome.
Hey, I have this background I made in Blender. What do you guys think of this?
Nice. Love it.
Oh, that one's brilliant, yeah.
Yeah, rendered in really fast.
Yeah, RTX is insane. Oh, Pekka, what do you think of the lighting though?
Looking good, but maybe it could be a little bit more epic. Let's bring some storm.
Oh, super dramatic.
I have this Houdini rain sim. Here, I'll add it.
Wow, that's so cool.
That's just brilliant.
Excellent.
What if they escape the storm? What do you guys think of that?
Okay, but how are they gonna do that?
Maybe that balloon over there?
Yeah, the balloon.
Where did that come from? Okay, we should probably get out of here.
I think we just took Toy Jensen's balloon.
So they're taking off in this balloon, but where are they going?
Well, we could take them higher with some steam thrusters. I can add it in OmniGraph because I have the 4090, so it renders particles really well.
Okay.
Oh, fantastic. How about we take them even higher then, like into space or something?
Love it.
Okay, so now they're space adventures, that's it.
Oh, perfect. Actually, Shangyu has a satellite. We should totally add it.
Sure, please use it.
Oh, yeah.
Sweet.
Oh, cool.
And they could go all the way to the eye of the Jupiter to seek more storms.
Beautiful.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah.
This is amazing.
Right.
Very funny video. That's great content. This is from CS you mentioned, or?
Yeah, this was from CES announcements. Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
But it's pretty cool. It kind of shows you what's possible when you use Omniverse to connect multiple different users together, but also the multiple different applications.
Yeah.
They all work in, and then really accelerates their workflow. So it's great fun.
Very
And
cool.
how's support in those applications? I assume that the big ones already have support.
Yeah, so the applications need something called a connector, which is the bit of software that kind of is a live link between the application and Omniverse.
Yeah.
And we have various different levels of connector. We have bidirectional, which is like the most functionality, unidirectional, and then we just have a import and export kind of feature. So there's a huge list of software. It's probably takes me too long to read it all out. But if you go to our NVIDIA omniverse.nvidia.com website, there's a list of everything you can do there. But yes, a lot of the major applications are supported.
Right. Thanks.
Very cool. Yeah, love that. I think that's it for NVIDIA's side, unless you have anything to
Hey everybody,
add.
thanks
Rick.
for jumping.
I'm accidentally playing the video again.
No, I think we're all covered from my side. Just think of Studio as your platform to accelerate your world of digital content creation.
Yeah.
Anything you.
Very cool. Yeah,
Excellent.
I'm excited that this stuff is around now. I mean, back in the day, this was, would have been too insane to be true. But right now, we have so much AI and other software coming around, which is just makes your life very easy, which is amazing. So thank you, Rick, for joining us.
Thanks.
Thank you for taking the time of your busy schedule to talk to our stream, and hopefully maybe see you around in the future. And
No problem.
Perhaps if we have some new stuff lying around, we can update the audience again. But yeah, for now, thank you very much, and have a very nice day.
Yeah, cheers guys, you
Thanks.
too.
Cheers.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you, bye-bye.
Oh, we should use that for our own streams. Well, yeah, but
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, this it's really cool stuff. It's really cool stuff. I could put this off now because Rick's gone.
oh, right, yeah.
But yeah, we can hear each other, right?
Hey!
So sorry guys for taking so long to get around to the first giveaway, but we will do one. Oh, actually, Michiel's already doing one. Thank you, Michiel, for reminding us. Our first giveaway will be from our Gleam, so that's the Steam code giveaways. The other giveaway will be announced on the 10th of May. So not today. So you can participate in it, but the winner is not announced today. So the first winner actually is Fromo. Congratulations, you won your Steam voucher code. This will be sent to you, which is what we promised last week as well, but as soon as possible, probably tomorrow. I will take time out of my schedule to fix all the codes from last week and this week. So congratulations.
Congrats.
For everyone else, the giveaway is still going. So we will be giving away a couple more codes today. If you want to know how to do that, go to this link, msi.com/2/insider, or use the link that's spammed by our Stream Elements bot in the description. Sorry, and yeah, it's in the video description as well from the YouTube.
It's everywhere.
So it's everywhere, yeah. So it should be easy to find, guys, and get around to doing your actions in Gleam, and then you have more chance to win. There's a loyalty bonus and everything, so the more you come back to the stream, the more chance you have to win this stuff. All right. Then I think we can get around to our next subject, which is not you yet, but but yeah, Jeroen is going to show us some work later on as well for the guys who are just tuning in. Jeroen is here to, it's a new face for maybe some of you, but he's here to show some insights, MSI Insider stuff on what kind of work we do, what kind of work he does. And he also obviously uses NVIDIA Studio with that. But first, let me talk to you a little bit about our desktops. So basically, I think we've shown this before. We've done some streams in the past about the Trident X2 and the Infinite X2, which were quite recently announced. Those were updates for the 13th generation with the new 40 series graphics cards. And of course, we also still have the Aegis, which there's no 40 series announced yet, but might be coming soon. I don't know, can't tell you officially yet, but yeah, I mean, we expect it's coming at some point. Obviously, everything gets updated as soon as they can. And this is the lineup. So to kind of give you an idea of the segmentations of the three main desktops that we're going to talk about today is the Aegis Ti5, the Trident X2, and the Infinite. MAG is obviously the top of the line. So Trident X2 is actually our new hero model, which is the one we've shown in a separate stream. So I'm not going to touch too much on the specs, and I'm not going to take one apart today. But if you want to see that, we did a stream in the past, and you can find it on our channel amongst our video content, which for the Trident X2 and for the Infinite. And then Aegis is also used to be top of the line. Those are the two fastest desktops we have, the highest configurations. So those will the Trident X2 specifically comes with an i9 and up to 4090, and will be updated as we go along if there's more VJs launching after that. Maybe TI versions or whatever. We don't know what's coming yet. So yeah, we'll see about that. Infinite X2 is just below that, so it's the middle segment, so it's for the enthusiast gaming. So that basically means it's not entry-level gaming, but it is for the enthusiast. So it has more RGB, it has some other features, you know, upgradability, just a little bit more than what you would expect from an entry-level gaming, no-nonsense gaming system. So yeah, that's the segmentation for you guys. Moving along, we have a little bit of an overview of what the Infinite X2, which is the lowest model we're going to talk about today. A little bit of a spec overview. So, like I said, i9 up to 4080, I think, currently, and yeah, there's a lot of cool specs that we already went over. I'm not going to touch too much on it today, but feel free to screenshot this. For the Aegis, also still very much up to spec, also coming with i9s, and 850 watt power supply is very noticeable because it is a smaller form factor for the power supply, so I think it doesn't fit at 1000 watts, but I'm pretty sure that Trident X2 and Infinite are also being shipped with 850 watts power supply from now on. So I think we launched with 1000 watts, and we're now going back to 850, which should be more than plenty. And the Trident, which we showed in the stream the other day, which has the nice little screen with HMI 2 and all the extreme performance in the software as well, which actually works. That we also demoed that on the last stream, so feel free to watch that. Why these three desktops? Well, basically 40 series is most important. These desktops are updated with a 40 series graphics card, so yeah, they should be ideal to be used with NVIDIA Studio. Actually, they are shipped nowadays with NVIDIA Studio as well. Let me actually also show you the landing page. Hold on. MSI. There you go, Michiel, if you can switch to the desktop view. Yeah, thank you. So we have a landing page for this. You can see it here as well. Just going through that real quick. So these three models are being shipped with the license and with NVIDIA Studio from the factory. So not game ready drivers. So these are also ideal for creators, obviously, because creators want high-end hardware. We all know that it's very demanding for your hardware. Most software packages are. I know you've experienced this multiple times.
Don't get me started.
So yeah, every designer I speak to wants to have like high-end stuff. So actually, our gaming desktops are actually ideal for that. Why do you ask? Well, we've already gone over all these cool features from NVIDIA just now. But also, the rest of the systems, not just the graphics cards, are also up to spec for creator stuff. So higher clock speeds for the CPU, also obviously lead to faster performance for rendering. The more cores and threads you have, the better. And the same counts for memory. Yeah, we kind of all know how that works. One cool thing to also highlight, all these desktops come with very high transfer speeds, so 2.5 gigabit LAN for internal server data transfer. It's also quite ideal. Storage can be upgraded on all these machines, so if you want to add storage, you can, or switch it out, you can always do that. And yeah, the I/O panel is also, armed with a lot of ports and all that you might ever need for your designing desires, basically. So yeah, like I said, these three systems are the focus models for that. You can see the new logos are being added nowadays for NVIDIA Studio. So yeah. Now back to the normal programming after this message. Yeah, so far the landing page for us. There's also prices for these systems. Michiel, if you can switch back to that. So like I said, the Aegis is not updated with 40 series yet, so I don't really have any new prices for that. But for Trident, you can see two different configurations, and for Infinite as well. So they both come with the most high-end CPUs and the most high-end graphics cards of 4090, 4080, and 64 or 32 gigabit slots, and yeah, 2 terabyte SSDs. Different power supplies may vary depending on your country or depending on your order, and you can see the MSI piece including VAT, which is 21%. behind that if you want to get an idea of the cost. Like I said, these are all very high-end systems with the latest spec and the highest of the highest. So yeah, very nice stuff.
I need to ask for a raise, man.
Yeah, touching on this also a little bit before we go to Jeroen. We also did something cool for creators in the past, which is the Creator Awards. Michiel, if you can switch to my desktop view, please. So I don't know if we're going to do this year. I think it will be a live event this year, I've heard, but it's maybe cool to keep an eye on. I just wanted to mention it. So in the past we did the Creator Awards, which is basically an award show for, or a contest for creators, fans of MSI, that can send in their applications. And as you can see, there was some really, really cool content made by these people. Very creative stuff. So there's also prizes to win if you have like the best content, or if you make the best design. So yeah, please do keep an eye on that. It's both for graphic design, 3D creation, and film. So these dates are from last year, guys, so don't, like I said, I think this year will be actually a physical event maybe, or once again a page like this, but please keep an eye on that if you are a designer. Should be really cool to keep an eye on this, and maybe even participate if you want to win the prize.
Again, can I?
No. No, MSI stuff, once again, is not not eligible.
Lousy.
So you can quit.
You can
quit, and then you can win, technically.
Yeah. Let's not.
Let's not do that.
No.
Yeah. Alrighty. And I think that's it from my side, guys. So we can switch to Jeroen's view now, which has an NVIDIA control panel update.
Yeah, so I thought let's have a small bridge between whatever I'm going to talk about and the subject of this live stream. And there you go. There's proof that I am actually using the Studio Driver. Unfortunately, I don't have much more to say than it runs in the background. I never notice it, which is a good thing, because the only thing I would notice were if my renders would hang, or any program I would use would just not work well, and it does. So yeah, cheers.
Yeah.
Thanks.
So one big thing about NVIDIA Studio is that it's one of the reasons why game-ready drivers, I think, at least that's what I've been told, why game-ready drivers, every time there's a game, if a game launches, there's an update, right?
Yeah.
So for all the software developers that are big into designing, for them to be able to have a stable platform is actually very nice, because they don't have to keep testing it. Every time the game drivers are updated, they can't put that many resources in just keeping tests going and stuff. So that's why there's kind of like a guarantee when you use Studio Drivers that you will always be stable with your software.
Yeah, but that's a big thing. Like
I
do want to have the best performance, but if it's not stable, I cannot use it. I mean.
Yeah.
If I have a deadline and my system crashes, I'm
pissed. Yeah. Yeah,
so I need something that will at least make me get my deadline and then also gets performance. So yeah, that's what I get with Studio Driver. And also, if you're in a corporate environment like basically we do here as well, systems are controlled by an ICT department, and basically if they do everything correct, every update they roll out, they need to test if it doesn't breach anything. Yeah. So me requesting a driver update every day, they'll kill me.
It's a pain in the ass.
So yeah, this just works better for work.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get into your actual work, let's do another giveaway, because I think we were a little bit late on the first one, so I think we can do another one. It's been a couple of minutes after all. So Michiel is drawing a new winner for our Gleam giveaway. If you still want to participate, go to this link right here, msi.com/2/insider, or follow the link spammed by the Stream Elements bot. We will be giving away more codes today. And the winner is, feel free to announce it to you.
Oh, but you already had it in your name. It's Amy Lucky.
Congratulations, Amy Lucky.
Congratulations.
Or am I lucky? Am I lucky?
Am I lucky? Am I lucky?
Yeah, I think that's the name.
Well, you asked. There you have your answer. I guess you were.
There you go. Congratulations, guys. So, Jeroen, yeah, we invited you today to talk about what we do. You and me work together on a lot of content. Yeah, please explain.
Me visually, you more conceptually.
Yeah.
Because the thing, let me just close this down like that. The thing which we are doing, which I am doing now most of the time, is creating Amazon marketing content for our products. And that came to be because we were already doing content for external parties, and that would mostly be resellers. And since Amazon has been steadily growing in size since, I don't know, last century, it's we decided we need to have some focus on there as well and have a better presentation of our products, because this is personal preference, but the regular Amazon page I don't really like very much. Sometimes it seems like their pages haven't aged since they started.
Yeah.
But they do give us the tools to display our products in more or less a way that we want to, by adding texts and visuals.
Yeah. So one thing that's really important for our work, or especially Amazon is so big that it almost fulfills a catalog function. So if a lot of end users, I think, search on Amazon for a product, so they might hear about a PC or a graphics card or maybe whatever product we sell, mouse, keyboard, and they will search on Amazon and see what kind of specs it has and stuff. So it also in that way has a catalog function. So you want, as a brand, you want to have that content correct, right, when it's on there, because people search for it and they need to be able to find it. And
you want it correct, and since Amazon is more of a general platform, the way they list it by default is very generic.
Yeah.
So if we have new great features on our product, by default they don't get highlighted. So we need to create something to show that off.
Right.
So yeah, I can show some examples of where it came from, and where I am now in doing these things. So let me first show you the materials we created in the past, and that's kind of like before up into 2021. Because we started this, well, 1.5 years ago. So like I said, we used to do just content for resellers. So a web shop could get some materials from us to display our products on their website in a nice way. And that would a little bit look like this. This is an example. We kind of took it very basic, also for our work efficiency, and also because there are a lot of different websites out there, and this should be able to be adjusted by us or by the resellers themselves to fit their website. So that's why it looks pretty basic. So we have the product divided into certain features or unique selling points, but it the image and the text they overlap, as you can see here. Also, the images contain texts. And this all made it very difficult to localize this, for instance, because the content that I create and we create is to be used around the world.
Yes.
It's not just for English-speaking countries. Yeah. It's hopefully Malaysia, whatever. It can be anything.
Yeah. So I think we start out usually with the EU5. So EU5 would be. Michiel, correct me if I'm wrong, but Italy, UK, Germany, Spain, and France.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah. So those are, I think, the ones we usually start with, right?
Netherlands.
Netherlands, yeah. Well,
nope.
we don't. No, no. Netherlands is a very small market for Amazon still. So if we talk specifically about Amazon, I think those will get translated for sure. But yeah, they need to be available for translation for other regions as well. So yeah.
Yeah. So that was one of the issues we ran into with these types of designs. So this was for resellers only. Then we got the request like, can we also do Amazon? And at first we were like, yeah, sure. And we started out creating content specifically for Amazon. Let me open up a product page on Amazon of that same model. Yeah, no, yeah, yes. So, and again, we did this in the same way as our reseller pages. So a lot of marketing in there, a lot of text, and that works if you're putting it on an English website. But yeah, it involves extra work if it needs to be for another language. Plus the designs weren't the best. Let me see. Here we go. Also content here. All just big images. No translations. No way of searching these texts. No way to find these products based on the specs or features that we would mention here. So we wanted to redesign that. Split things apart. Like have the visuals apart from the text for better searchability, better translatability. And so that was an old model. Basically, we then decided, okay, let me just start out at the top from our Amazon product page as an example. So here we have product images. We found out, logical or not, people prefer to have images of our product here and not something like, do I have this here, like this, like graphs and
data.
Data. No. At the top of the page, people want to see what does it look like. So
what am I buying?
Yeah, we want to show off the product. And at the bottom, we have the option to highlight, graphs, but we're not very fond of those. But the futures can go at the bottom. Let me open up what we did then. So we redesigned those to feature the product way better. So this is the first image you'll see of this product when you visit an Amazon page, and maybe even reseller pages who can also use these images.
So some big differences here compared to the other one is the keyboard, for example.
Yeah, the keyboard, that was one big thing because we were displaying, let me grab the other one. Let me go to the top. No, wait. Let me see it here. If you see this, is this a monitor that you're buying, or
looks like a monitor?
It says all-in-one PC, but I usually don't read. I'm a designer, so I only look at visuals.
Yeah. I think a lot of people do.
If I were to come across this and this would cost me what? $1,500, $2,000, I'd be like, this is one hell of an expensive monitor. Mm-hmm. So, okay, logical thing to do, like, okay, we need to add at least the keyboard to it. So now I can see like it might still be a monitor keyboard combination that I'm buying. So in the end, we chose to even add the Intel logo here. So really to make it clear, like this is a complete system. This is not just a monitor you're buying, which is a not very highlighted feature of design, is that you really also need to think about how do I present something. It's not just making cool backgrounds.
Yeah, and for you this might make total sense, but yeah, when you see an image, you don't really think about it that much. But it's kind of a goofy thing, like you're saying. But yeah, it's you don't think about it. But if it wouldn't be there, you would think it's a monitor, right? Just from this picture, if you remove the Intel logo and the keyboard and mouse, it's a monitor, right? So nobody would know it's actually an all-in-one. So actually, I'm not just a designer, I'm also a psychologist, kind
and
of.
a behavioral scientist.
Yeah.
Here comes my race for getting me one of those new desktops.
So that was one of the challenges we had when looking at Amazon content. Yeah, you have a limited amount of space to communicate your product as best as possible.
Yeah. So we wanted to really highlight the product as main objective, but also secondary, just add elements that might tell more of the product. So we do different angles in the top images. And also add hints on what the tech might be that's inside. So because the processor is one of the most important things in this device. So image 1 does have the Intel logos. And since we're having the backside, which highlights the speaker grill, we thought like, okay, we also need to add the DTS logo, which it supports, and because that is relevant to the image you're seeing. So to have some synergy between that. Windows,
hello. Yeah.
Hello.
So maybe talk about the guidelines we have for Windows as well. So
do I?
Do we want to?
No.
So basically, if we work together with Windows, obviously. So Windows, if we show Windows anywhere, we need to obey to certain guidelines. So we also need to work within those guidelines. So that's why, for example, in this monitor, it needs to show Windows on the desktop, and otherwise the image will not be approved. Basically.
Yeah.
So that's also some stuff we need to work around, kind of. Yeah.
And as a designer, that's not very fun. I mean, no, because I work for MSI, so I would like to highlight MSI the most.
Yeah.
And it's been a while since I've called them, but I've been to struggles with Microsoft before because I want to have them at the side and not that much on screen. But yeah, they demand that, so that got me into fights before. Yeah.
Yeah, just to give you a little bit of perspective, guys.
Yeah. Well, it's
I
understand from their point.
Yeah, it's what you're supposed to do. You work for MSI, not for Windows.
Yeah.
So very good.
Yeah, of course, what's important is also what the size of the device is, since we're selling multiple sizes, and they might have the same look. So it's not immediately clear if you're looking at a 24-inch or a 27-inch. So yeah, that's important. We need to add that, so that's immediately visible.
One cool thing to mention here as well is the TUV Rhineland certified certification. Especially on Amazon, it's not allowed to just use it or to just put it in your image and be done with it. We actually need to point out in the text that says it below it that the product is actually licensed with a special dedicated license number of the product, so that we can't just put it there. And that's where Amazon kind of is trying more and more to protect the end user as well, or the buyer. Because if we would just put this logo in there and not the certification number of the product, that confirms that it's certified, then Amazon would not approve this this image, and they would basically not be able to upload it to Amazon.
Well, rightfully so.
Yes,
I mean, it's German.
Yeah.
You don't want to anger them.
Yeah.
Okay, so also to highlight the design of the product itself, because we've put a lot of effort into, well, really making our products nice, and I think it really pays off. If you compare, like, when I started at MSI, which is like 14 years ago.
10,000 years ago.
Yeah.
There were still dinosaurs.
Yeah, PCBs were still green, and no, but I think in terms of our product design, we've come a long way, and a very good one too. So we want to show that off. So this just have a collage of different angles with some close-ups. Yeah. Tobii Aware. I actually don't know much about this.
Yeah, so Tobii Aware is a new feature that we introduced on our all-in-one systems. We paid for a license for that. So basically, our HQ wants to highlight it. So we get the order from Taiwan to basically add it into our marketing materials. And of course, we paid for it. It's a cool feature, so we also want to highlight it. Yeah, there's also some guidelines for it, but basically this is the best way to show in one picture with the logos attached that it's about the camera that is in sync with the software for Tobii Aware, and that it has a screen protector or like a camera protector on top.
Privacy thing.
Privacy cover, yeah. So in this way, you know, we only have 8 spots to fill when it comes to features on Amazon. So maybe I'm getting ahead too much a little bit here, but oh, this is for the basic images. Never mind. So basic images can do more.
No, it's still limited to 7. Yeah,
still limited to 7. So we have only that limited space. So sometimes we need to combine certain features that are maybe close to each other or in sync. That made the most sense to put into one image, and in this case, it's both the webcam, Tobii Aware, and the privacy cover.
Yeah. So the essence is we're still highlighting the actual device. Yeah. So the webcam in this case, but we have the chance to add some extras, which is related to the webcam. Yeah. So to just tell more than to only have some product images there. And lastly, yeah, it's pretty important. What can we hook up to this device?
Yeah. Yeah, I think these are really important as well. You want to know. A lot of people, I think, want to know if you buy a PC, does it have DisplayPort? Does it support my monitor? Especially when you get to designer stuff, you know, you might have a very specific PC to hook up, or you know,
yeah, can I hook it up to the device, or do I need like 10,000 hubs and?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. So
fire extinguisher.
Yeah, it's nice to know, and this actually, yeah, highlights also a lot of features in one picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's just the basic images. It's not too much design work to do there, but mostly to think on how can we combine the looks of the device with some extras. Then in terms of content for the page itself, which we can see here. Oh, no, that's not the right one. That's also not the right one. Oh, I don't have that. Okay, great. Then I will show it like this. So what we do is we design for Amazon, but still also for the reseller pages. So let me open up the Amazon page as an example and a reseller page. And we try to sync these designs so that we only need to create the materials once, and they can be used on multiple platforms, whether it be resellers, Amazon, I heard things like LoadB, IceCat. Yeah, it's we can just sync all our content to there and distribute it to yeah, any resellers and but that does mean we need to account for various formats. So here in Amazon, you have the choice for a certain number of columns. So it can be either 3 columns, or I think I have an example of 4 columns. Let me just put those side to side. Nope. So actually these are the same, it's all the same content, just layout changes. And that might not seem like much, but the image is getting smaller. So you also need to account for content getting smaller and still needs to be visible. So if I were to create this logo a lot smaller on which would still be visible on the 3-column version, it might happen that it becomes unreadable in the next one. So that's also something I need to account for. And then we have the reseller pages. We went for the same layout in the basis as Amazon, just 4 columns, square images. But the thing is, if you were to look on this through a mobile phone, certainly a square image would be very big. It would press your content way down. So if these, let me change that. No, okay, I really fucked it up. I thought it just could just quickly show that, but I can't. Anyway, if this were a mobile view and these images would be square, it would be a lot of image and a very small piece of text. So that balance would be way off. So we decided, so okay, for smaller views, we'd like to have a rectangle view on that same image or on that same content. So there came another difficulty in designing these materials. We need to make sure that the design would go for a square one like shown here, as well as a wide version shown here, which is still the same image. So we only have to do design work once and not worry about, do we need to crop it, do we need to resize it, because that's just crappy work.
And it's terrible.
Yeah.
Having to go back to projects that you already finished is not very efficient. So.
No, you want to make a design and not worry about, okay, and now I need to export it like in a million formats because there are so many uses. So we try to do one image and have that fit those use cases, which does present difficulties in how do I lay out my images.
Yeah, a lot of information gets lost.
Yeah. You need to have your focus in the middle part, while still have the top and the bottom not become boring. Mm-hmm. Because that's a trap you can fall for. Like, okay, I'll just put, in this case, the all-in-one just in the middle and forget about anything else, and then it will work here and here, but it will become a boring image. So it needs to extend the full height while still keeping the focus in the middle part.
Yeah, plus there's a balance, because you also, if you have the full image, you want to use as much as possible of it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Still considering that it might be cropped at some point.
Yeah, and it's not bad to cut things off. Like okay, there's an extreme example with the webcam, which barely shows the rest of the product, but the essence is there, and we'll just have the rest out of the screen, no problem. So to make these, I created some templates to make at least my life easier.
Our life.
Yeah,
everybody's life.
Everybody's life. Every other designer who wanted to make use of those templates, they could have them. Let me open up one of the features. So basically, I have my square image here, and I have some previews which I made outside of my artboard. For various other ways the image can be displayed. And the neat thing is, because these are outside of my artboard, they are ignored when I save my image. So if I, just as an example, would export it, it will only grab the main image, which is what I want. All the other variants, I want them to be solved by HTML, CSS, and not me. So to show you an example of how that would look with a real image, the latest one I did as an example would be the Vector GP78, which just launched a couple of weeks ago, I think. Let me see, let me grab something interesting, something useful. Okay, there we go. So let me just grab this. So you can see very well here that the square image, it features the logos on top, so those will be cut off in any wide version of it. Mm-hmm. But the essence of the image would be the colored backlit keyboard. That would remain on all
images,
all the others. Yeah. So I placed this in a smart object in Photoshop, so I can play around with this. And let's see if I were to move this a little bit, grab the background with it. I could save this, then go back to my overview and immediately see what effect that has on the other
views.
Yeah, the other views, the other ways it's displayed on other websites. So I only need to check it once, create it once, and be confident that it will work on all places where it will be displayed. So yeah, that's about that. All the hassles of designing content. It roots also, where does it come from? The content I can also show you, because there's basically, for me, there's two important things. And let me grab this one. The materials I get are not very many and not very extended. So what do I have to work with is a product page. This is made before I get to work on the materials. And here I can already see like what are the important features, and there might be some extra elements I can use. And the other thing is our product images. And for now, in this case, it's a motherboard. Can I show this any bigger?
Control and zoom.
Control?
Control scroll.
Control.
Yeah. No, that's
this is the biggest.
Yeah.
So this is a set for a default set for a motherboard, and these are the product images I have. Because a big chance I do not have that motherboard on hand, and I do not have a photo studio here. So I have to rely on these images, to be enough to create my content with. So that is an challenge sometimes indeed. So those are the two things, and it does involve then a lot of zooming in. I cannot show the same image over and over again. So if I have one image, the way I can use it multiple times is to zoom in on a part, and then in another future zoom in on another part of that same photo. So I can have the same photo in a couple of designs.
You can actually see that here.
Yeah. Wait, let me put that side by side. That may be a little bit more clear. Open in new. There we go.
This is live, yes, Kiri.
So yeah, if I were to scroll to the materials we've done for this Pro motherboard, yeah, this only has like the flat 2D one. Here you go, that's the 3D2 zoomed in on the... Oh, I'm not a technical guy. That's also a funny thing. I know design, and most of the time I don't know anything about the tech that I have good colleagues. Like this is what it is. Like, oh, I don't know, VRM.
Yeah.
It's like power.
Kind of.
Okay.
Michiel is the expert on that. But,
that's true.
Yeah. No, but yeah, it's basically the power supply towards your CPU. I think the MOSFETs and the VRMs and yeah, they
power regulation.
Yes.
Ah,
yeah.
Okay. So that's a 3D2 image, the 3D1 image.
Right.
This is the 3D1 image and scoot for a bit. Again, the 3D2 image. Well, this is the same one, highlighting a different thing. 3D1. This is 3D3 and then turned around. So with just 4 product photos, I'm able to get a fairly interesting set of images for highlighting our features. So that's with limited materials, can still do a lot. What else can I show? Oh yeah, another thing which I'm working on now, and that involves also a lot of, I'm not the only designer. There are multiple colleagues of mine, not only here at this location, but also in Taiwan. Multiple offices have designers and need to work with the materials I create. And sometimes it might even happen that a office needs to have materials and they do not have a designer. And that makes another issue for me, because I need to simplify my designs so that somebody who might not be as proficient as me can still handle those. So, for instance, in an older design, for instance, something like this, you would need to apply some effects, highlight a certain part of the motherboard, and that might not go well. That might fail other people. So we were thinking like, okay, how can we fix that? How can we just have them put on elements on, for instance, this motherboard, highlighting the features, still having it look good, and having it noob-proof.
Newbie-proof.
Yeah. So how can a not designer still handle these materials? And colleague of mine, Borko, came up with these types of materials. So instead of highlighting
the entire slot,
having to highlight the entire thing, effects, we would just introduce elements which can be placed, they can be dragged around, pointing at the correct location, and that will be it. The background is prefab, they only need to put on the motherboard, turn it into the right direction, put these, well, sticker-like elements on it, and yeah,
Bob's your uncle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So to make it way more clear and way more easy for other people to handle those materials. So that's also something which I have been, me and Borko as well, been working on. And those can come in various forms to keep it interesting. So we want to make it easy for other people to edit, but still have a good, solid design and an interesting image.
And convey the message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very nice. Yeah, so this is, I think we covered most, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is kind of what we're working on right now, guys. And he's working on the designing stuff, of course, and basically what happens after is we match it with text. So Jeroen and me are also, sorry, my Dutch Tourette's is spelling up. Jeroen and me also discuss a lot on
Jeroen.
What Jeroen. What text goes where and what needs to be in the image, and so there's also some challenges there, obviously, because like we said, in some cases we only have a very limited amount of images to put all the content in, and you want to cover as much as possible within those 8 features or feature images. Like this. So for Amazon, for example, we only have 8.
Yeah.
So we also prioritize. Maybe.
That's a good thing indeed. Yeah. Like another thing is to have all the features in order of importance. So for Amazon, we have the choice to have it 2 rows of 4 columns. So we get to highlight 8 images, 8 features, or if we can combine, we can highlight more, or 6 if we have 2 rows of 3 columns. But I have that too. But that's Amazon. That's a restriction we have there. We can have more. For our resellers, they might be able to support 12, maybe endless.
Yeah.
So what we do is we prioritize the features. So the most important one comes first, logic. But we have way more, and as many as you can have, you just grab from the top, and you can delete the bottom ones. Those are the least important features of this product, so you're ensured that you always have how many spare slots you have to show features. You always have the most important ones.
Yep, and the most searched ones as well, I think. We need to optimize also on Amazon our content for what people are searching for. Now, obviously, people will be searching for 40 series graphics cards if they want to buy a new 40 series, laptop or other product, desktop or notebook. And so CPU is important. Graphics card in this case is important. The overboost technology should be probably a very important thing for HQ. which is kind of like an overclocking thing. Yeah, there's you can also see here on the 6th image, you can see we combined some features. So we combined aspect ratio with resolution, with the option for triple display. Yeah, because we don't have enough space to make these into separate features and make a design for it.
Yeah, and they're all related. So
and they're all related, so we need to combine it into one, prioritize it, see where it has to be on the page, and what people will probably search for the most, and we have to anticipate that. Yeah, so that's also a very big thing in the decision making of the design on where it goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that kind of covers it, right, Jeroen, for today. We should do another giveaway.
Yeah.
Michiel? Michiel can pull another winner. So
me,
yeah, guys,
give me.
I think this is the last giveaway for today. Yeah, we're out of time, almost. So maybe draw 2, Michiel, because we only gave away 3 yet. Well, 3 with the new one now. Master Sentry, congratulations! You have just won a Steam voucher code.
Woo!
Will be sent for you to you tomorrow to your email address. Yeah, thank you for competing. Congratulations. And then the last one is for Jeroen.
Widget number 13.
Congratulations.
It's
Mr.
lucky
Widget.
number 13.
Lucky number 13.
Widget
Congratulations,
13.
guys. Yeah, again, will be sent for you tomorrow. Enjoy the weekend with your new Steam voucher. Hopefully you can buy some new games with that.
Yeah.
I saw some questions coming around for people asking for free stuff. Well, there you go. Free stuff on the stream. We do it every week. So feel free to come back and do the Gleam next week. We also have loyalty bonus, so you can still participate in the giveaway. But yeah, you only know when you won when you watch the stream. So yeah, please make sure you tune in next time. Because next week, Michiel is going to be there again. With an ultimate PC in the MEG Prospect 700R, which is one of our new cases. And that's a big boy, I think, right, Michiel?
Yep, extended ATX.
Extended ATX case, so this is going to be a monster.
The fastest possible gaming system I can build.
Right, so the fastest gaming system Michiel can possibly build, so I'm curious for that. It's going to be AMD, it's going to be Intel.
We'll see you next week.
You'll see next week. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. And have a very nice day. Thank you, Jeroen, for joining us and giving us your insights.
Thank you.
And see you next week.
Cheers.
Bye-bye, guys.
Bye-bye.